And what we'll do today is I'll give you a quick rundown of instructions and logistics for the workshop. And after I give you that, we will open the floor to intern questions and updates. So in the questions, every question that you have in mind, comments, suggestions. I know some of you already got their package with snacks and didn't know what that was for. So we'll clarify all of that today. And I have Chelsea Bidding in the webinar. She's NPS, and she'll also help answer questions. There's always questions that Environment for the Americas needs to look at NPS and see what they say first, and then we can go. So let me admit these two. Ooh, admit all. I feel like a DJ. I'm DJing the chat and I'm DJing the waiting room. And so, as I was saying, for the intern updates, if anybody wants to practice their presentation and let everybody know how it's done, that person will be my guest to update on their presentation. So I guess the first thing that I'm going to say is, let me present here, sharing my screen. Oh, look at all of you with your cameras on. That is so, let me see. Gallery. Ronnie, you're always smiling. Just like me. Even when you're talking, you're smiling. All right. Take a screenshot here. I love these screenshots. I have so many of you guys. You can't even imagine. It's the love. Okay, I hope. Devante, I cannot start this without you, buddy. There we go. Now I have to take another one because Andres is here. So
we were missing people.
we're still missing a few people, but I know that Deja will be in the field and Yodi.
What's up?
I know, right? It's crunch time. Okay, take another picture. There you go. I think we have, how many do we have now? It's 24 participants, but you're one, and Chanel is another one. So I only have 22. Do I count in participants? Yeah, so I only have 21. And Anna is just arriving. So okay, so let's start with, because I don't want to take up all of your time with what I have to say. We're going to discuss today how we're going to do the workshop. So the workshop is in Zoom, and we're going to have rooms for mosaics, and we're going to divide you up by, Griselda, how do you say that in English? No son temas, right? Disciplines?
Topics. Yeah, topics.
Okay, so there's going to be education topics, there's going to be biology topics. So we'll be dealing with that. That's why the exact time of your presentation is still TBD. It's because we are trying to get everybody in a time frame. So if somebody from NPS, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service wants to enter just these presentations on biology, they'll see you and others talking about that area, the specific area of interest. So we're taking a lot of time and consideration to about your presentations, your topics, just to get you in the right room with the right people, just in case. All right, so let's start with, this is not a presentation. This slide was prepared with the sole intent to present these Let me see if I can share screen now. Only host, can I present now? Says advanced, but I can't seem to. Can you see my screen or no?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet? Okay, share screen. There we go. Should be up now.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me put this in presentation mode. Like I said, this is not a presentation. This is not how you do a presentation at all. But this is just one slide to let you know, and then we'll open up for questions. So for the workshop, please wear your uniform with shirt, and I have my little name tag here. I've been wearing it all week. I almost lost it with the bison counting in Wind Cave. It's very important that you wear your shirt and name tag. Always use your background slide. The slide I have with me is the presenters one. It's gonna be other speakers, but the one Marwa has is a great example of the slide you can use. Check your computer. You should not run other programs. And I know that sometimes we, might go off to another platform once in a while, but if you do that, it'll run more slowly. We're gonna remind you before we start sessions, and I don't know if you've all had experience with unmuted before, but in Puerto Rico, we had a bad experience with somebody saying, this professor, she's so strict, and then blah, 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 a lot of bad words, and the professor was listening. So none of my students left the mic open because they know. So just the mute and unmute is always good to just check. And your cameras, we're trying to do the best we can with in-person, and this is the most in-person we can. So if you can keep your cameras on, unless you're in Isle Royale, like Anna right now, who just had our weirdest practice session through the chat. You can put your name in the identifier. Don't be like us. All of us are named Environment for the Americas. I should have changed it. And I can change it now, but we should all have our Zoom identifier with our name. Come prepared to engage with our speakers. So this is something we've done in the past. We know who's going to be speaking because it's on the webpage, Diversity and Conservation, and we have the speaker's photograph and name, and we can look up who they are, where they work now, and you build your network. And when they come on to speak, you just ask a question. For example, Lima will be one of the moderators on, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. I have to look at the schedule. But Lima used to be the NPS program manager for Mosaics in Science. She now works for US Forest Service. And I can chat with Lima about, hey, Lima, hi, my name is Shelda Diaz. I just would like to know, what's your division in US Forest Service now? What are you working on? And she will gladly reply. And this is just to get somebody's contact or somebody that you're interested in their work to talk to you, to know you. And this is always great for your network. And we've sent you snacks and something to put in your water that's energetic and has green tea. What else does it have? It had a couple of natural ingredients that were really good. And the only reason we did that is because we know that it's a lot of time in front of the computer, and so you don't have to turn off your camera and go out into the kitchen or someplace else and come back. Just keep your snacks and your water nearby. We don't mind to see you with your water bottle, your coffee mug. I have my coffee mug. So I just had mine. It's 3 o'clock. Oh, look at that. It's not blue. And a well-lit place. And this is a good example. What I did for this meeting was there you go, without the influencer light, and with the, just went out when I was talking about it. Without the light, with the light, without the light. I think lighting is important so we can see your face. Your Zoom is supposed to be 5.0. You can check and download the latest version. And then remember that this is the career leadership workshop. We will not be talking about religion or politics. I know that with the politics, sometimes it's, you know, it's tread with care when asking some of the questions that you might be inclined to ask speakers because of what they said, what they commented. Like I said, I would suggest to tread lightly in those waters or the land. If you have any questions or concerns, let's use our WhatsApp group. Last year, somebody lit up the chat in Zoom and everybody was looking at that. And it was fun because we were engaged, but we kind of distracted everybody from the presentation and the speaker. So we have our WhatsApp group. We can talk there if something is you know, really, really important for you to discuss. And I'm all for discussing something that really spoke to you. So we're looking forward to this time with all of you. And you're definitely going to have your 15 minutes of fame when it's your time to speak. So if anybody has any questions about what I've said or I haven't mentioned, let's open up the floor for questions. Just turn on your mic and go ahead.
I have a question, Shelda, about if we're in separate groups, would we be able to listen to everyone's presentation, or they're going to be going on at the same time?
Concurrent. No, for mosaics, definitely we'll be able to listen to other mosaics presentations. But if you have a friend in LHIP like Will does, Will is friends with Jujuban, he won't be able, if they're on the same block of time, they won't be able to participate in each other's presentation, unfortunately. But for mosaics, yes.
And I have an additional question about how many people in general will be in our audience when we're presenting.
Oh, that is also something that we cannot say right now. I just saw in Facebook that NPS publicized our Zoom link for the workshop. So
Yeah, potentially a lot of people, because yeah, like Shelda's saying, so we'll be streaming live as well through several different platforms. Yeah, so it'll be live on like connecting to social medias. So yeah, a lot
Can
of
you
people
mention the social media that
like,
we'll be streaming, Griselda? I know it's Facebook.
yeah, and then some of the websites as well of some of our other partners. It will be streaming there as well. So I guess it's like the people who sign in directly, like you all and us. But there's also all these other audiences that are kind of like out in the public.
So Environment for the Americas will be streaming live, and so will the Mosaics Facebook page, correct? So that's 2 Facebook.
And Chelsea, I think.
Well, and so will the diversity and conservation page.
So that's
like that website. There will be a link to it.
So that's
there as
3
well.
streaming.
Yeah, I think all of so like the Mosaics Facebook, the EFTA Facebook, and then
the
websites as well.
But in Zoom, anybody that registers and is admitted, we're trying to go over the list of people that, you know, supervisors, park staff, if their email ends. So that if their email ends with @NPS Chelsea, they'll be able to come in, right? That's no problem there.
They should be able to, yes. I think our thought was kind of, you know, we will be in the Zoom room and then hopefully kind of like supervisors. I think I'm not sure how we decided, I mean, on the diversity and conservation website, if people RSVP there, I guess it's up to you all then who you actually give the link to. But I think we were trying to decide like if family and friends would be able to then actually join the Zoom link, or we may just kind of push them toward the Facebook pages.
It's
the
my
diversity and
understanding that we were
conservation
going to
website.
let family and friends come into the Zoom.
Okay, then yeah, them
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, we don't know how many. We're trying to spread the word. We're trying to get a lot of people to watch. We want MPS folks to come view, so we're promoting it. Ernestine's post it like on an internal MPS site so that people will come, and we're also going to send out something to all of NRSS to get them to join as well. So we're sharing it widely.
Mm-hmm. So that we were thinking it might also be a good idea to, do you want to pull up the diversity and conservation website that we've been working on?
Pull it up.
I was thinking maybe we can kind of show all the interns the website, and the schedules are quite coming along if they want to see that.
Okay.
And I can actually share that link as well, because I know Chanel was thinking that it might be a good idea to share what the posters are going to be looking like on the website. So we were just looking over that because we were, one of our interns has finalized their poster, and so we have uploaded that.
Okay,
Finalized
Brooke,
version.
you can activate your microphone and ask your question. I'll pull that.
Yeah.
What's up?
It said that we can wear program uniforms. So are we not going to be dressing business casual anymore?
Griselda, do you know, or Chanel? So this morning in the staff meeting, I know that we were asked to wear the Environment for the Americas uniform, just because the first day is going to be crucial. And we usually do photographs on the first day. So at least on the first day, yes, the Mosaics in Science polo or shirt and your name tag for the first day. For the second day, I guess we can be a little bit more flexible. And then for the fourth day, which is graduation,
Okay.
But that's a great question, because if it were in person, it's a little bit easier. But since we're only going to be shown from here to here, the polo is very important, your shirt is very important, and your name tag is very important.
I think that's what Susan said, was that for the Mosaics and Science shirts you have, only to use the polo one for this, because I know you all have like t-shirts as well. So use the polo one,
or the
field.
The field shirt.
Yeah. Just not like the t-shirt one.
Professional. I'm trying to pull up the diversity in conservation website, but I wanted to go to a specific when interns are presenting. So I'm trying to go there first. And this is what I'm going to show. So we have on the first day, and I know I showed this before, this is our first day. We have our gathering at 8:30. And what does that entail? We're just going to get ready and
8:30 Eastern time.
Eastern time.
That's sure we're very clear. 8:30 Eastern time. So it'll be different for all of you, depending on your time zone.
8:30 for me, and it's 6:30 for Chelsea.
Yes.
This is not my evil laugh. It's 8:30 Eastern time, so it'll be perfect, right, Charles? And so we can have a little bit of breakfast and coffee while we're giving gratitude to our outstanding supervisor and an intern. So every day we will spotlight a supervisor and an intern. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about them and why they were selected by the interns, were selected by their supervisors were selected by the interns. All right, and after that, our speakers. So if you've gone into the website, you'll see that we do have times in here for our first day. the direct higher authority. The first one of our mosaics to present is William. He's the first mosaics of the 25 to present, so no pressure, right, Will? And then Aubrey. And the reason we're having these two mosaics, we had to select DHA presentations for the first day, and it's LHIP DHA presentations, mosaics DHA presentations, and then scientists in the park presentations. So Alisa Hernandez is going to present first out of everybody, and then Will is going to present for mosaics first, and then scientists in the park fellows are going to present. After that, we have a little conversation with the, we have presentations from the Indian Youth Service Corps, and then the speaker coming on is David Riera. He's going to be moderating that session, that first day session. He's an educator. And then we wrap up. So we're trying to do this same from what time to what time for day 2. Like I said, we're trying to, just figure out who's going to be best and what groups. So we're working on that. Again, in day 2, we're going to highlight and spotlight a supervisor and an intern. It's only 3 days, so not everybody's going to be spotlighted. And then we have a science panel. Let's go to intern presentations. Like I said, this is the one that we're trying to, it's 1 to 3:45. So what I'm telling interns to do is that if you want to invite your family, your friends, professors, just let them know the blocks of time that you see intern presentations, and you tell them, okay, so on August 3rd, we will be doing presentations from 1 to 3:45. And then on August 4th, we'll be doing intern presentations from 1 to 3:15. And these are all the PLCs. So you can just email that person to save the date and the block of time, and let them know that you will follow up with the link to go into your presentation. And they're welcome to see all the presentations. I think I said to somebody, I'm sure you're going to shine because that professor or that person is there to see you. They'll be able to see how well you do in your topic session compared to other peers. So you're confident you're going to do well. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing this today. So just let them know to save the date and the time. On August 5th, we're aiming to finish our celebration at noon, 12:15. It might go over if, like I said, we lit up the chat or everybody gets into it, and it might take a little bit more. So those of you that are in hotels, I like Ashley Ann and Quentin and Edwin especially, you might have to ask for a late checkout, noon-ish, or move to the lobby, because I don't want to say that we're going to be done by 12, but definitely. And we have interns leaving on that same day, going home. So from their housing. So that's the last day. All right. So as soon as I have the specific hours, I'll let you know. Let me see if I have a new message here. Oh, the posters. Sorry, Griselda. I don't know where those are. I can't look at them. So we have posters up already. And this is how we're going to upload your poster to our website.
Yeah, so right now we have only one finalized, but hopefully by Wednesday we'll be able to put a lot more in there.
Oh, all of them. All the posters have to be in the website by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Not, it'll be a long weekend putting up posters.
We want to encourage you guys to submit them early if you can, because we have to upload all of them, and it does take time to like convert the file and stuff. So if you have your poster ready and it's already been revised, just let us know that you have your finalized poster, and then it can get uploaded as soon as possible.
And then Shelda, I think you can show them too that if you click on the poster, they're able to. So if you scroll down a little bit, Shelda, also, oh, yes. Perfect. So, and then people can zoom in. So that's why it's so important when we're talking about high resolution photos and just like the quality of things. People will have the opportunity to zoom in, and if it's not good quality, then it just looks really pixelated when people zoom into it. Just because in the past we've had that issue where interns will submit not good quality photos, so we have to like kind of wait. We have to resend it back.
Look at Matt. Other park activities. Okay. So let me go back here. So all of your posters will be put up on the web page. I've been telling those who have practiced with me, if you want to include your university on your poster, because if you're an undergrad, you might consider grad school in that same university, and this is a plus for you. And just, it's always good to know where you came from. Oh, you're muted, Griselda. Is that for me? What you were saying? Oh, no.
I just saw Sebastian's, I was talking about Sebastian's question on the chat.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Says, what about DHA presentations? Do we also submit our presentation to this, or do we? No, you have to submit your presentation, Sebastian. You will send us your PowerPoint in the PowerPoint format. It'll probably be a Google Drive thing that you share. When you do your practice presentation, you just make sure that we have the final version of that. And yes, so the people that are the tech team that is going to be handling presentations have to have everybody's poster and everybody's PowerPoint ready to go by the end of this week, by Friday, because they don't work Saturday and Sundays. They'll be back on Monday to just fire up, and they're on Mountain Time. So they'll be firing up the computers at 6 a.m. and everything has to be ready on Friday. So this is what they do. We can practice on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Anybody that needs to practice with Chanel, Griselda, I don't know if you guys are going to do something this weekend. I'm sorry, folks, but I know that I've practiced on Sunday until late at night, and I know that I said this to somebody. It's every type of student has their own process, and I'm there for that. And the process includes that sometimes you need to practice one time, you'll get our feedback, and then you need to practice again after receiving the feedback. No, the posters are due on the 28th, and they'll be uploaded by Friday to the website. So you get the poster, the final version, to us by the 28th, and by Friday, they'll be uploaded on the website and ready to go. Also the presentations. So the due date is a hard deadline on the 28th. For the for the question about, what was it? Do we submit our posters via email or Google Drive folder? The Google Drive folder is your best bet, because you're supposed, so that Google Drive folder has every work product that you have, your photos, everything is in there. That's why we organize those folders. So when we, on the 28th, go into your folder, we will get that version that's there. Some of you put in the name draft, and I see the date that it was uploaded. So if no other version is there, I'll download that one, but it should be the final version, the latest one, and that's what we're gonna get. So please upload them, and then also shoot us an email letting us know that your final draft is in your folder. Are the posters due Wednesday or Friday? Okay, Wednesday, sounds good. Please upload your file as a PowerPoint rather than a PDF. Yeah, in case there's a typo, in case that today I was, whose picture did I increase in size? I said, you're the most important element in your poster because this is what you did. This is your presentation. So I went ahead and corrected her picture. Anna, it was you, Anna. Corrected her picture. Just put it a little bit bigger because yeah, it's her and the snowshoe hair. The most important things. Pre-recordings, Cristal, if you can and have the time, Wi-Fi does have problems. So in case you have problems where you are, your presentation will be up, but if your Wi-Fi goes out, then pre-recordings is the next best thing to your presentation. I would suggest that if you want your presentation to run smoothly, be in a safe place for Wi-Fi, but we never know with these changing. Today in our staff meeting, we got cut off with internet, right? And it's unpredictable. So pre-recordings, if you have that, put it in your drive and I'll be able to access them in case something happens. I'll download them. Yes, recording on. So any other, so our DHA presentations on Tuesday. Wait, DHAs are Tuesday, right? Tuesday, I get mixed up the days.
So we have DHAs on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, Monday is Will and Aubrey for Mosaic. So the other DHAs like Sebastian, Sasha, and Sahil will present on Tuesday.
And I did share on the chat those links as well, you all, for the website we're going to be using for the workshop. So feel free to reference that as well. I know Shelda pulled it up as here as well, but if you all want to go in and look at that poster, like Mosaic's poster website page again, just to kind of have an idea with Matt's poster, what that'll look like, and being able to click on it and zoom in, feel free to do that.
And we have Susan Bonfield joining. So
Hey, everybody. It's great to see you. I know it's a busy last 2 weeks, so glad you're getting to meet to go over any questions you might have. I'm just here just in case there's anything. I've been working on the schedule, and I know you're all anxious to know exactly when you're speaking. So that general Monday, 2 DHAs are presenting. Tuesday, the remainder of the DHAs are presenting. Wednesday, all of the PLC students are presenting. And we're still working out the Zoom rooms for that. So there'll be, at least with the Mosaic students, probably 2 rooms of 10 people each.
So that was the first
gonna
question, Susan. Aubrey asked if there are 2 Zoom rooms, are those going to be concurrent?
For the PLCs or for her
the
DHA
PLCs.
session?
Well, I think she was asking about the DHAs, but now that you bring up the 2 Zoom rooms for the PLCs, let's clarify that.
Yeah, so the only time that we're going to have concurrent sessions is during the poster sessions.
For the
Because there's
PLCs.
so many, and we're having the other program, the Latino Heritage Internship Program, will be presenting at the same time. So we'll actually have 4 Zoom rooms going, and mosaics will be distributed across them, but mostly in 2 rooms. We played around, just to give you the background of what we talked about. We played around with offering these by region, so everybody who was in the Northwest would present together. But, if you've been to a professional conference, that's not really how it works. It's usually by topic. So we ended up redividing everything by topic. And so it naturally made most of the mosaics presenters fall out into, biological research. So a lot of the Latino Heritage Internship Program participants are doing other types of projects. So you naturally came out in rooms together for the most part, although some of you will be in other rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke that up into a suggested list, and I'm waiting to hear back from our partners at the Park Service to let us know that they approve that setup. Hopefully I'll get that approval today and I can send you your session. If you have any specific times you can or can't speak, please let us know. I know, Matt, maybe you had something. I'm hoping you can do that on the 4th. So let me know your times that you might be available. And if anybody else has any restrictions, let us know as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Any other questions about that?
I'm good, thank you. You kind of answered my question.
Good. Anything else, just in terms of your presentations? One thing that we will do is, you know, the way it looks on the screen now is you see the poster up and then you see the face beside it. We'll be spotlighting the speaker. So only the speaker is going to show up because you'll be live streamed. So the tech company who's going to be helping us with all this aspect of it will highlight the speaker by the poster or the slide program so that both show up. And so you'll need to, if you're a presenter who's doing a PowerPoint, you'll need to let them know when to move the slide. So you'll need to say something like, next slide, please, or something like that. If you start to go over, we're going to pull up one of us and we're going to have a little sign that says, you know, 30 seconds or something like that. So you have a little warning that you need to start shutting it down if you get too lengthy. It's a tight schedule, so we're going to have everybody stay on time.
Yes, Sasha. Yes. Okay. Does anybody want to present what the poster, the presentation, just to practice, or it's a 10-minute presentation if you're a PLC, it's a 12-minute if you're a DHA. We can spare those minutes. Maybe you'll help another fellow intern that's never done this and you have, or maybe you have the confidence to do it now. We'll actually present it to the superintendent this Thursday, past Thursday. So not
Do you
putting
want me
you in the
to-
spotlight, Will, but just
Hint, hint, just
Do you want me to like talk about it or like give a presentation right now, or what's the plan?
if anybody would like to practice and show their presentation, I would love for them to do so. While, if you're gonna do it, if you say yes to this, while we do that, and you can go look for your presentation if you want. We can talk about how we're gonna, what's gonna be seen, like Susan was saying. We're gonna spotlight the presenter and the poster, and we're gonna zoom in. If it's a poster presentation, we will be able to zoom in certain photographs, what you're talking about, and people will be able to follow you as the main presenter and your visual aid, which is your poster or your presentation. So keep in mind that you're still the most important element of the presentation. How you say it is the most important thing, because all they're going to be seeing is, nobody's going to be able to read the whole thing while we're showing it, zooming in. They're going to go looking at it while you talk about it. So for example, for Matt here, we would, I'm not going to be zooming in, I guess, because I'm still practicing. When he's talking about his study area, we can zoom in the study area. Let me see if I can zoom in the study area. We will, and when he's talking about his transit points, we can go to that image. And of course, while he goes over to the results, we will just emphasize on that. You see, you can't see the whole poster. You can't go reading the whole thing. It will be available in the website, but while you're presenting, while the PLCs are presenting, this is what they're going to see, and we'll be able to follow you. And then, very important, this is what he's presenting. Somebody can ask a question. How, you know, what did you do for that analysis? How did you get to that analysis? So all the questions that an ecologist, a biologist, expert in the field might want to ask you, it's important that you know that everything that you put in your poster is up for grabs for a question. So just make sure that you go over this presentation with your supervisor, park staff, that you know, because you didn't work alone in your project. So if they're going to help you write your script, it's very important that you have your script and that you know how to answer these questions. And sometimes they don't ask these questions in public. They'll go to you directly and chat in private. So then they will ask you. So you just be sure that everything that's there in the poster you can explain. Okay, just like like I said, just like a professional conference. This is a professional conference, so. Whew.
Devonta, feel free to unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay, I do have a question. When you guys are zooming in, are we telling like you all which part to zoom into? Like,
no, we'll go with you. We'll as you speak, we'll go with you. That's all we can do. But it's gonna be the staff zooming in. The staff that we know your projects. We've been following you. We've been reading your blogs, reviewing your posters. We know your presentation, so we'll be able to do that.
okay.
Stop sharing now this.
Yeah, so that's just another good reminder to try and stay on track with the way you're presenting. Try not to like stray away, because we want to kind of follow that path, with results going last, like introduction, abstract. So try and stay to make it easier on us as we're listening into you talking and zooming in on the different parts of your poster.
Okay, well, I guess, Shelda, you had asked me to present mine, so I can make an attempt.
Aubrey.
Oh, is that Aubrey?
Yeah, that's me. It's Aubrey.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to. Okay, do I have to give her presenter privileges?
Yes, I think so. But also, does she have her camera off?
Yeah, so you want to go down to share screen and do multiple presenters.
Can you all see me? My video is on, but.
No, you've gone away, Aubrey. I thought you were there before.
Oh.
There you go. You can share now. Will.
I'm not sure why she's showing up.
Did you say Will? Do you want me to present?
Well, Aubrey's ready. I had told
Okay.
her if she wanted to. I didn't know if she was gonna have the internet working it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aubrey.
I'll see my screen. This is Aubrey. And do you see presenter mode or do you just see the PowerPoint?
We can see your PowerPoint just fine. You're sharing your screen. At least for me, you aren't showing up, but we can hear you just fine. So I think it'll be okay for now.
Okay, great.
Should she put presenter mode though?
We can see your notes and stuff.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. How about now?
Now
There
you're good.
you go. That's perfect.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, please don't look at it.
You won't need to handle that on workshop day, so don't worry.
Yeah, just remember, you won't be in charge of your slides. You'll send them to us and we'll be running them for you.
Okay, and I'm gonna time you. It's 4:45. 4:45 for me. So go.
Awesome. So hello, everyone. My name is Aubrey Heckel. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm currently a graduate student at California State University, Monterey Bay. And right now I'm studying environmental science and I graduate next year. This summer I was lucky enough to move to the East Coast where I studied or I worked as a hydrology assistant at Monocacy National Battlefield. So hydrology is just the study of water. So when you think of hydrate, you think of hydrating with water. And for my project specifically, I looked at fluvial geomorphology. And I know that sounds really complicated, but fluvial just related to water. Geo is the earth, and morphology is kind of how things change. So specifically, I was looking at water and how it changed the surface of the earth. So I worked at Monocacy National Battlefield. It's located on the east coast of the United States, and it's about 40 miles northwest of Washington, D.C. It is east of the Appalachian Mountains, where you can see all of those kind of like elevation contours. And it's in the Piedmont Plateau province. So what that means physically and geographically, I can't talk right now, but it's mainly valleys and broad low hills that range between 60 and 700 feet in elevation. And that makes it the perfect place for farming and for agriculture. So that's kind of the history of that area. So Monocacy National Battlefield is currently highlighted in yellow, and it's mostly a Civil War era landscape. So it's managed to maintain the historic landscape, which was agricultural fields almost. So it's 1,647 acres, and it was created in 1934 to commemorate the Battle of Monocacy. That battle happened in 1864 during the American Civil War between the Confederate and Union armies. And it's important because it's known as the battle that saved Washington, D.C. So this battle delayed Confederate forces from reaching the capital, which was only 40 miles away, and keeping it from being the capital captured by the Confederate Army. So overall, this park manages its resources congruent with what it looked like back during the Civil War era, but there's also other resources that it manages. So in the areas that aren't agricultural fields, there are rivers, there are many different just natural landscapes. And so that's where I came in, is like, how do we manage not only the agricultural fields, but how do we look at the other resources and the health of those other resources? So the park's resource management objectives also included natural resources. So the park's resource strategy for the waterways is to look at the aquatic life as well as the natural hydrogeomorphic processes. So how is the water shaping the streams? This is part of the resource stewardship strategy, and they need baseline knowledge of stream reaches, and they needed someone to set up like a long-term monitoring plan, as well as kind of offering mitigation or management strategies for these waterways. So the stream reach that I worked on flows into the larger Monocacy River, which is that wide blue line. And I worked on the thin blue line in two different areas. So we have the downstream reach, and we also have an upstream reach. And for this presentation, I'm just going to focus on talking about the upstream reach and how we characterize that for the park. So overall, we needed baseline knowledge of these reaches. We needed to set them up for periodic monitoring. So every 2 to 7 years, someone's going to come back and redo the study that myself and another intern did. And also, how are we going to use this data that we find for management and mitigation for the health of these streams? So what did we find, and how can we restore these areas if they're not the greatest? So the first thing we needed to do was establish the upstream reach. Then we needed to survey them. And then lastly, we're going to classify the stream type according to the Roskin stream classification method. So overall, the Roskin stream classification method is the new standard for how to do these surveys. And at the end, the stream will be assigned a letter. And it's not like a letter grade, like A isn't necessarily better than B. But what the letter does, it helps simplify the stream and the condition of the stream to help identify restoration strategies for it. So rivers are very complex, and this is a way to simplify that to help restoration. Right, so the first thing we needed to do again is to establish this new site. So the new site is up in this boot area of the park where that black arrow is pointing to in the tiny box. We chose this location because it's close to things that are considered stressors for streams generally. So there's the highway 270 is 0.2 miles northeast of the area, and there's an agricultural field only 300 feet away. We needed to choose how big we wanted to make our sample, and according to the Roskin method, we would take the width of the stream where that black arrow is, and then we would multiply that by 20, and that would be our sample length. So we ended up with a 400-foot reach. And after we established this, we wanted to survey the stream physical characteristics. So one of the first things we did is we took cross-section measurements. So if you think about a loaf of bread and how you slice the loaf of bread, I want you to imagine 4 different bread slices. And we just take those slices and we look at how they're shaped. So we used a surveying laser and a surveyor's rod, which is a giant yardstick almost, and that will help us take elevation measurements of those pieces of bread. This is what it looks like graphically. So we have from left to right a distance. So each of the cross sections were about 75 feet from left to right on the x-axis. And then on the y-axis, we use that kind of like giant yardstick to see what the elevation is. So each dot is a measurement that we took. And using the Roskin method, we can look at different ratios of width to depth to help classify the stream and assign it a letter. We also took a longitudinal profile, and what that means is we'll take a long transect tape and we'll just lay it down in the deepest part of the river, and that's called the thalweg. So it's the deepest part of the river. And we did that along the whole 400 feet of this stream. The red dots signify kind of where we took the elevation measurement. So we have the thalweg right where the tape is. We have where the water meets the bank or the water surface. And then we also have the top of the bank. And graphically, that looks like this. So we have from 0 to 400 feet on the x-axis, which is the entire length of the river. And then we have what elevation we shot at using that yardstick again. And so for this, we want to focus on that blue line. So usually rivers flow from upstream to downstream, but we kind of want to know the slope of the river. Is it really steep or is it really flat? And so we're going to just take the slope of that line, and that's going to help us characterize our stream according to that letter, with the Roskin method. So our slope is negative 0.011 or 0.012. Pebble counts are used to figure out how large of a sediment can travel through the stream system. So we took 100 samples total at one stream reach at 4 different locations. And this will also help us figure out the letter classification. And lastly, we looked at sinuosity. So sinuosity is a measurement of how kind of wavy or meandering the stream is compared to a straight line. And so the length of the channel, or LC, was 400 feet, and LV would be less than that because it's a straight line. And so the more sinuous, usually the better for this channel, and the less sinuous, the worse. And so after collecting all those measurements of sinuosity, pebble counts, cross sections, and longitudinal profiles, we can go through, it's really just a Roskin flow chart. And at the end, what we'll see is a letter. And again, it's not a grade, but these letters help simplify the streams so that they're able to be compared to each other, and then restoration strategies can be decided upon. So the upstream reach, the one we've been looking at, that's only 400 feet, got a letter grade of an F, or sorry, not a letter grade, got an F. And the downstream reach, it's a little bit longer. That one got a C. And even though F is usually a bad letter, an upstream are usually not that healthy, and they do need some sort of restoration. We can see a lot of erosion going on in this area where the stream bank is really high compared to the height of the water. And we can see a lot of exposed tree roots, whereas the sea is a little more flat and meandering. And this is just more examples of those different types of letters. So we got assigned an F and a C. So I'd like to thank my partner, Olivia Barreco, just another hydrology assistant, and my supervisor, Caitlin, for providing us with everything we need. Thank you.
Aubrey's familiar with the timer. Thank you so much, Aubrey. Yes, so that is a perfectly 12-minute timed DHA presentation. It's no surprise. Yes, we had gone over it before. So she explained some of the terms that I thought, you know, we're not all hydrology grad students. You can help us out with some definitions. So that was a great job, Aubrey. I just think, yeah, just repeat that 5 or 6 more times so it comes out, you know, that you don't even have to read the slide, not read the slide, but go with the slide. So, all right. Yeah, so brave, right? Just letting us all know that is her presentation. So does anybody have a final question? Great job, your pace. Yeah, she didn't speak ni muy suave ni muy rápido. She was nervous, very brave. Yeah, perfectly timed. I could not tell, we couldn't tell that she was nervous. Yeah. So like I said, we want everybody to feel as confident and brave as Aubrey felt today. So if you need to practice your presentation twice, thrice, 3 times, 4 times, that's, you know, I'm here for that. It's like I always say, it's part of my job, but I'm happy to. And if you're nervous on Sunday and you still need that final practice, also here. So just let me know. You can text me, and if it's 3 of you at a time, then I'll text the team. They'll help out too. And I don't know if Susan's still on, but Susan's just like me saying, I don't mind. Yeah, if you need to practice, we just want to make sure that the day of your presentation, you feel that you're ready.
Yeah, we're here for you. I'll throw in one thing, Shelda, is that we do need to get your poster presentations in time to get up on the web. I don't know if Griselda and Chanel shared with you the amount of time it takes to get them up on the web and looking good, but we just did a training session on that. So we want to get your poster presentations in good time so we can have them up and ready to go. And remember, we're not just putting yours up, we're also putting up some others on Latino Heritage Internship Program. So we have a lot of posters to get ready for.
But Devonta says that he'll have his tomorrow. That is awesome, Devonta. If you can get that in your folder by tomorrow, let me know. Like Chanel said, shoot us an email and let us know that's already there so we could go take it from there and put it up in the website. I know that Anna's is a minute away from being finalized. So just let us know when that final draft is in there so we can go in and get it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're done earlier and you're feeling confident, yeah, go ahead, let us know. Makes it easier for everyone, and then you'll feel a little bit more comfortable as well too. I know Viviana did hers this morning with Chanel, and she did amazing too. So we are so impressed so far.
All right.
I also want to say, I said this in the chat, but I'm just going to say it. When you guys turn in the poster, it's going to be in like a Google slide or a PowerPoint. Turn it in as a PowerPoint so we can revise it for any like typos, and then we'll convert it to a PDF and upload it. So just don't turn in a PDF, turn it in so that we're able to make small little edits if we need to.
One last thing that I wanted to mention, and I didn't get the chance, but it's equally important. We're gonna have a 3K fun run walk, and we're gonna use an app that's called Just Move. So when you use the app, and I can just bring the pictures that I have in my computer for that really quick. This only take 2 or 3 minutes. Let me share this. So
I'm already registered.
So Susan is registered.
Ready to run.
So this is what comes up. Let me see if I can get the other one. The route will come up and it will say you finished in this order. So we'll have a little prize for the first one to complete the 3K and the first place, the lowest time. And I know we have people that run in mosaics. So, but if you walk it, like I plan to, because I know I'm not gonna run as fast. The picture of the route is what I'm gonna go for. And I'll do an original route. And I've seen original routes come in Strava art and stuff like that. And the most original route will have a poll where we all get to vote on. We'll go to the app and see everybody's route, and we'll vote for the most original original route. Funniest, whatever is original. And definitely you can put your photo up and it's going to show up in your profile. So you can definitely take photos of what you're doing. So those come up too. I'm really excited. This is what I got from participating in another one. So I was doing a 3K in New York City, and I came in number 249, something like that. Still proud. So I'll be sending this through the chat if you want to participate in this 3K. I hope you do, because like I said, it's a virtual, intense workshop, and it's very important to have oxygen in your brain. We'll have morning sessions with Zumba for those that can join for the Zumba sessions in the morning. It's just desk Zumba, but the 3K is flexible. You can do it anytime from what's today, Monday? Yeah, it's already open until the last day of our workshop. So, and you have to register. So I'll send everything through the WhatsApp group and email, so you know what you're getting into. And this is just a fun run/walk. So I hope you all participate, and you can invite your supervisors. And it's FDA staff, NPS staff, and Mosaics and Science interns. All right, I have nothing else to say except please reach out, feel ready, feel good, feel confident. Chelsea, I don't know if you want to add something. I always put you on the spot. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't have anything to add. I can't believe it's already here next week. That's crazy.
It is.
We're excited.
Well,
it's going to be early for a few of us.
It is.
I know it's not as bad at my time as it is some of the more Western times, but It'll be worth it. It should be really fun. We hope you guys learn a lot, and just super excited to see everyone's presentations. So
remember that Hawaiian intern that was always there, and it was 3:30 for him and 8:30 for us? No
yes, yes, I do. I think about him a lot.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, he was awesome for coming and doing all of that. So
Yes,
early in the
we
morning.
will never
So
forget the
very-
Hawaiian intern that will always make us look bad if we're late.
Because he was still so engaged too. It's not like he showed up and just like sat there. Like he was engaged and everything.
No.
That was awesome.
All right. Well, I'll finalize the recording. I know there's a couple of two, at least two interns missing from this webinar. So for them, I've recorded it. And if you want to go back and listen to Audrey's presentation, just to make sure that you have every element that you need and whatever else that you need, we are here. Environment for the Americas. Our commitment is truly sincere. So just let us know, okay? All right. Have a great week, everyone. Clutch. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for your hard work.
Bye.
I think I'm staying on with Sasha. Oh, she left. I was supposed to stay on with Sasha.